Have you heard about the new ransomware attack where hackers actually utilize a process to actually disable security software, including endpoint detect and respond? In this video, we'll dive into this issue, show you what it is, how it works, and we'll talk about how you can protect yourself. Another thing to be aware of is that hackers are out there. Ransomware gangs are deploying a new malware to kill security software. Ransomware operators are now deploying new malware to disable endpoint detect and respond security software and bring your own vulnerable driver attacks. So drivers are small pieces of software that allow your computer to communicate with various hardware on your computer. For instance, every computer has multiple drivers installed. So your video driver allows, or display driver allows your computer to display images on the screen. So if you're going to a website, that website would be able to be displayed on the screen. If you're working in Microsoft Word, that would be able to be displayed on the screen. That's actually done through a display driver. And you have an audio driver. You have really probably a few different audio drivers. You have multiple network drivers. There's a whole bunch of different drivers, USB drivers, a whole bunch of different drivers on every computer. And these drivers can be vulnerable. And so Sophos Security researcher named this EDR kill shifter. And they're the ones that actually found this. They discovered it in May of 2024 in their ransomware investigation. The malware deploys a legitimate vulnerable driver on target devices to escalate privileges. So privileges, we've talked about least privileges. So least privileges means that your username actually uses as the lowest amount of privilege as possible. You don't really want your username to have admin rights. You want the user to not have admin rights. And so you only want to use admin rights when you absolutely have to. Well, there's certain parts of the computer that are capable of elevating rights. So in other words, they take a user that doesn't have admin rights and they elevate or escalate that privilege that user has to allow them to do things that they ordinarily wouldn't be able to do. So they're taking a vulnerable driver on a target device to escalate privileges, disable security solutions, and take control of the system. The technique is popular among various threat actors, ranging from financially motivated ransomware gangs. And you may have seen this on your own computer, where you get a message that says your data is encrypted. By the way, if you've never seen this, you're blessed. Thankfully, you've never seen this. I haven't had it happen to any of my computers, but we have remediated for some other customers that have had this. And the data is unrecoverable unless you have a backup. That's why it's important to have a backup. But these ransomware gangs are using this to gain access and gain privileges where they ordinarily wouldn't have. It's also used for state-backed hacking groups. So countries like China and Russia, they actually have paid actors of hackers that are actually working for them and are actually working for the government to try to hack into computers, especially computers in the U.S. Of course, they're targeting defense contractors. They're targeting U.S. government, but they also wouldn't mind getting into your computer and wreaking some havoc along the way as well. So during an incident in May, the threat actor used this tool and was able to, it was used by multiple attackers, and he attempted to use this EDR kill shifter to terminate Sophos protection on the targeted computer, but the tool failed. They then attempted to run the ransomware executable on the machine they controlled, but that also failed when the endpoint agent CryptoGuard feature was triggered. While investigating, Sophos discovered 2 different samples, both with proof of concept exploits available on GitHub. One exploiting a vulnerable driver known as rent-drv2, and another exploiting a driver called threat-fire monitor. So this is a threat out there. We can help protect you from it, though. So what steps can you take to protect your computers from this type of attack? Well, even though this type of attack did get by and is designed to get by some of these strategies, we still do recommend that the username you use for your computing on a daily basis does not have admin rights. Have a separate username with a complex password that has admin rights. Change that password on a regular basis. And make sure that you do have good endpoint detect and respond utility that actually works with Windows security. You want to have both of them working so that hopefully one of them will detect what's going on. Make sure that you're installing Windows updates on a regular basis to close known security holes. And in addition to that, a faster PC does provide zero trust application and network control. And what this will do, the zero trust application control, it looks at what you're using on your computer, what you need, and it builds policies that allow that. Anything new is denied by default. It's a default deny. And what happens is we would actually work with you. We would work to actually come in and we would build a policy that allows anything that you want to add that's new, that is good, that is safe, and do so in a way that actually protects your computer. But anything that's new that is unsafe would be denied by default, which means that this type of a threat would automatically be denied by this software. If you're interested in any of that, give us a call at 772-878-5978. Again, 772-878-5978. To learn more about our Zero Trust application control, watch this video. I hope you've liked this video, that you've learned something from it. If you have, please click the like button, click subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when we release new videos. And remember, when you have cybersecurity problems, you need a faster PC.